Okay, welcome to Everyday English. Today's vocabulary words come from the virus that is attacking the entire planet. So, this vocabulary will be COVID 19 vocabulary used for the coronavirus. The first word is pandemic. Obviously, a pandemic is is a virus that is affecting the entire planet. And this is why in English we call this a pandemic, a virus that pretty much has spread all over the world. So we say that the coronavirus has become a pandemic. The next vocabulary word is pronounced asymptomatic. Asymptomatic. Asymptomatic is a person who has the virus but never developed any symptoms. However, because the person had the virus, he or she was infecting other people, but they didn't know it. So that is what makes um, the person asymptomatic. The next word is vaccine. A vaccine. A vaccine, when it's finally created, will actually will protect us from being infected by the virus. So in English, we call this vaccine. The next word is quarantine. Quarantine. And this is basically what many Americans, we have been doing this for the last 2 months. We have been inside our homes quarantine in order not to be infected, in order to stop the propagation of the virus. So we have been quarantined. The next vocabulary word is droplets. And as you can see in the picture, the droplets are those particles that come out of a person's mouth. This is why we need to wear a face mask because we don't want to be infected. Those particles are the ones who infect us. So in English, we call them droplets. Another word that we see is called social distance. And this word is used to indicate that when we go outside, because we want to avoid coming in contact with somebody who is infected with the virus, we need to keep social distance. So that way we are going to be safe. Hotspot. Hotspot is another word that we use to indicate the areas in the country that have the most cases of coronavirus. In the United States, the hotspots for a long time were in New York City and New Jersey. They seem to have the most cases of coronavirus in the United States. The next word is antibodies. And antibodies is something that a person who was infected with the coronavirus develops after they get cured. So the antibodies will protect you from getting reinfected by the virus, but scientists don't know for sure for how long the antibodies are going to last. You can also develop antibodies if you are an asymptomatic person, a person who never had any symptoms and you ended up with antibodies. Herd immunity. Herd immunity, the way that is used is when enough people receive a vaccine or when enough people have been infected, they will develop a herd immunity, meaning that there are so many people who will be immune and the virus will have a difficulty infecting other people. But in order to have herd immunity, it has to be millions of people that have to be um, infected with it. And finally, opening up, which is basically what a lot of states are doing here in the United States. A lot of the states who were in quarantines are finally opening up their economies, their states, so that people can go back and start doing some of the things that the state feels that people should do. Okay, this is Everyday English, and this has been the vocabulary for COVID 19.